and ambition. This is a doubleheader, the 2025 Skipper Cup and Farebrother Challenge. Naitasiri hosting Malolo. Today's clash is more than just rugby. It's a collision of pride, power, and pure island passion. Naitasiri, the reigning kings of Fijian rugby, will soon see them in a beautiful, breezy Ratotakambo Park in Nausori. They're the reigning kings of Fijian rugby, coming in as defending champions, and you can see that their colors of black, green, white, and red covering the embankment here at Ratotakambo Park. They are the defending holders of both the Skipper Cup and the Ink Farebrother Trophy. These Highland Warriors are no strangers to pressure. They thrive in it, with stars like the Drua trio of Motikai Mori, Kavaya Tangivetawa, and Chone Nangiri. They would be a force to reckon with. Yet again, the Highland Warriors are no strangers to pressure, as we mentioned before. But enter Malolo. Now, the Tide tribe is there known after a 7-year absence from the Skipper Cup and 9 years since their last Farebrother Challenge. They're back with fire in their veins and a Vanua behind them. This isn't just a comeback, it's a resurrection. Led by the fearless captain of Emmanuel Imbari, Malolo knows they're stepping into the lion's den here at Ratotakambo Park, but they're bringing a storm with them. So expect a bone-rattling tackle, side steps that'll leave you defenders dizzy, and a crowd roaring like thunder. This is a blockbuster season opener that doubles as a Farebrother Challenge, and it's got all the ingredients of a rugby romance: grit, glory, and a touch of madness. So buckle up, Fiji. The giants of Naitasiri defending their throne, and Malolo Warriors are here to shake their kingdom. This isn't just rugby, it's war with a heartbeat. Now taking a look at the Naitasiri lineup, the man who hails from the village of Kalambu in Nasinu, Asiveli Rokaua. He'll be leading from the front of the pack. A lot of talk during the week from this open side flanker, number 7, Motikai Murray. Normally plays backs in the abbreviated code. Also the hooker, number 2, Kavaya Tangivetawa. He will be a force to reckon with in the front row, and the tight head. What a combination that will be. Looking at the front row during the scrums and also on the fringes of the ruck, Chone Nangiri. Other than that, you have the season campaigners looking at Napoleon in Batamala, the fly halves pair with Etonia Rokotuiwasa. He has been the linchpin for Naitasiri, and the back three, the 11, 14, and 15. Can they continue that working combination that has made them the champions here in Fiji? Viliame Kanatambua, also with Aseri Nakailangi and Senichiale Ngiokata. Also at the midfield, another familiar name of rugby, Aisia Tusese and Sakaraya Songo Nakalo. Other than that, the Lucies at the breakdown, they are going to be a force to reckon with. Veniasi Vosawale pairing the Motikai Mari, and at the back of the scrum, he's the big man, he's the enforcer, Malakai Namalo. Also looking at the bench, this has been a fantastic lineup. Fire-packed, power-packed. Timothy Tinaviti, the head coach, putting on the likes of Lutumelangi, Vosawale. Big names, big names, and you will expect a lot from this team, Naitasiri. There is a lot expectations from the Vanua, also the church, the families, and every other aspects of Naitasiri. Traditionally, they host up in Naluwai in the Highlands, but they brought it down here to Ratotakambo Park. Easily still is their home ground, as it's a beautiful calm day here, just 20 minutes out of the capital in Suva. So there's a lot of expectations, a big crowd. They arrived in buses and also in carriers from Malolo, funded by the chains of hotels. That is the difference with the likes of Malolo and also Naitasiri, but that has not been any change. So Asiveli Rokoua, the man who's also stuck around, he's a seasoned campaigner, and look at that trophy. There's so much blood, sweat, and tears with it. And believe it or not, it's actually called the Sullivan Farebrother Trophy, named by 2 administrators in Fiji, 2 colonizers who came to Fiji, and they were part of colonizing Suva and Fiji as a whole, J.J. Sullivan and A.S. Farebrother. The story goes that out of the two very good friends, entrepreneurs and capitalists, it was Sullivan who passed on first. Henceforth, they continued to call the trophy the Farebrother Trophy. But in all essence, out of respect out of the two, it's the Sullivan Farebrother Trophy, and out they come now. A big Buluvinaka, if you've just joined us live on this coverage by FBC TV. It's a fantastic day for rugby. It's a beautiful day for rugby, and the conditions are perfect. Everyone is ready. You just gotta be here at Rotterdam Park to feel the essence of what Fijian rugby is all about. This is round one of the domestic premium competition as they huddle in the middle. If it's any indication, what we saw before this in the women's rugby competition, as well as the under-20s, the home team Naitasiri just may have a platform set well for them, unless Malolo has something else to say. Naitasiri, formidable. They've got everything in the medal. They've got all the ingredients that's good enough for them to retain the Sullivan Farebrother Trophy. An upset win here by Malolo could mean that they could take the trophy back and host the defense and the challenge at Yawini Park on Mana Island. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Very familiar faces, many whom have worn the proud white jerseys of Nanronga. This is Daveta, very experienced player, seasons player, came through the ranks in the under-21s for Nanronga, and here they are. It's the same province, same interests, and same rugby legacy. So just getting rid of the jitters, no easy task. Donning that jersey with all the pressure and expectations of the Vanua. 40 minutes in the first half, and that's going to set the tempo between these two. This is the game, as they say, that stops everybody in Fiji. The Farebrother Trophy got to be 1 million people that's watching right now. There is so much interest and backing that goes into this game. So Nalombo, the Malolo center, he is a live wire, played for Namosi, and very experienced player, bringing that know-how and the discipline out of the Warden's forces also. And there's another draw development player. Fantastic to see that they contain that leadership style, that leadership pattern of going up into the draw outfit and then they coming back down. So the referee tasked to control this first doubleheader is Usai Mbanivalu, a very experienced referee. So at that, the hooter sounds. So buckle up, Fiji. This is gonna be fantastic. So it's just a short restart and taken well by Naitasiri. It's the lanky man was Marika Natau just on the 10. Phases of play will be very crucial. The control and the ball retention. 2 phases of play, the dummy runners left behind, but they regather. Here comes Naitasiri, the winger. Man left on the outside, Viliame Kanatambua. Referee controlling the ball very well, so that's the 4th recycle. The ball retention is very crucial. So 4 dummy runners in the front as the Senichial and Gyokata found himself left at the back. 5th phase, and there's Motukai Murray. A lot of talk around it, a young man coming from the Drua setup, and here he is, and now onto the short side. Naitasiri breaking the advantage line first as they take it down in the 10. So they're resetting again. Now they bring in the muscle. Back onto the short side. You sense that this is where they want to pull in the defense before they open it out wide, but they got forwards right in front of them as the halfback looks to the forwards, and that was expected. So just right over the top. Oh, that's still in play. This is still in play. So, oh, that was gambling. That was so risky. Malolo feels that they've scored the try. Goodness, you can't take risk 50-50 in this kind of pressure game. So it's going to come down to the referee. Let's see what the call is here. Oh, so no try. Asiveli, the Naitasiri captain, was quick to put his case forward, but that was so risky. And I think the Naitasiri defense didn't expect the ball to stay in play. There you go. Okay, so knock forward. And that's very good pressure ball from Malolo to set the pace early, because they want to get the front foot early in this game. As Naitasiri now get the dropout from inside their territory. That's Etonia Kotiwasa. Malolo, this is the first time that we'll get to see them. Simeli, the man who played for the Ravuka Sharks, and quick hands. Esala, Malombo, also donned the white jersey of Nandronga, Damanu. Simeli, short hands and team tackles coming in from Naitasiri as Simeli Karadia. That's very patient build up, and a penalty. 3 minutes. This is an opportunity. And the Malolo leadership team are all in discussion. Very crucial call that they'll need to make here. There is an opportunity to go up to the uprights or kick it outside, and they'll go up for the 3 points. So Tevita Lendua will be called up. Interesting phases of play when they almost gambled that inside their own touchline, but they're able to turn it around. And this penalty could settle them well into this game. And it's always important to score first, especially in a double cruncher like this. Tevita Lendua. Right in front of the uprights. He's never disappointed before. Very experienced young man. And a chance to put the visitors up early on the scoreboard. And yes, he does. So on the 4th minute, Tevita Lendua kicks the opening penalty, and it's the visitors, Malolo, leading Naitasiri 3-0. That is a very, very crucial comeback. Rokotuiwasa will restart again, and as we saw the last time, Malolo plays a variation of rugby. They open up the play, they go to the boot, also they open up the bring it down the forwards, and they run the game. So those kind of variations can make any team go on a back foot, as Motukai Murray discussing with his players, the forwards, and they go for a kick out Etunia Rokotuiwasa. That's an interesting call. Very interesting call from Naitasiri, as Rokotuiwasa now has a chance to run the set piece just in front of the uprights. This is going to be great to see. So they're going to take a full 6-man line out, full 8-man line out from here. So will they forwards drive, or will they go to the back line? Now here we go. They're all inside, and Naitasiri goes towards the short side, and exactly as they have done so many a times. And guess who? It's John Nangiri. You got to have that sense of presence to score an opening try like that. The man who's been in development for the Drua franchise for many seasons now, he's putting his hands up early. But I tell you what, there was nothing too complex about this. Now watch Nagiri as he came towards the back. Malolo went towards the open side. He hit like he was playing cops and robbers. And he dashed down on the short side. He's got that first try of the game. What a response from Naitasiri. And they get into the lead for the first time, 5 points to 3. Well, the Ndrua players were always going to be expected to play up front. And that's exactly what they do with the conversion now to come from Etunia Rokotui Wasa. So, Rokotui Sawa rather. No breeze, no reasons he should miss. Just brushes the left of the upright. And there's the try scorer. You know what? There's not many forwards, especially front rowers, who can run away like this. Now watch this. This is something you got to be practicing day in and day out. Gosh, he just had that one. It's just like daylight robbery. And he did it so well. Definitely, Malolo are going to be watching Nangiri because he's very light-footed and he showed that just now. Now, Naitasiri to the short side. It's the same man who just scored that. Oh, it's 3-on-1. Right on the open side, and they're able to get the pass off. There's one more play on the outside. The winger, if they just get the pass right from Viliame Kanatambua as he's caught short. Good to see the cover tackle that came in the form of number 15 from Malolo. It was Douglas Ndaveta. They were able to clean up that mess. But the overlap by Naitasiri was able to get the extra hands on with a very good understanding in the back three. The number 11, number 14 and 15 are communicating very well for Naitasiri. As Malolo now get to kick themselves out of trouble with their first line out on the far end. A chance for a clean set piece. We've seen them execute this, and great to see Malolo welcome back to the main flight. And there's the talisman, Motikai Murray, a product of the secondary schools rugby, living the dream. Taken very well, Malolo, and not straight. So the pressure of the game trickling in slowly, and that is the first turnover, and that is sometimes he can come back and make a difference. When you look back at the stats when the results are done, those kind of stats can really make a difference, and a turnover is one of them. So the scrum feeding just on the 10. Naitasiri, the halfback, playing from the blind side, which means that he and the number 8 can always go towards the short side as he feeds. That's Malakai Namalo. Now watch the number 8 also, Malakai Namalo, as the feed-in from Napoleon in Batimala. Batimala with a Simeli Karadia marking him. So still in play. And here they come. Naitasiri now for a short set piece. That's much better from Naitasiri. Everyone's expecting a lot from this backline. Is Aserina Kailangi still driving inside the pocket. Malolo is wary of that short side where they got their try the last time. So the forwards now get to driving. There's the try scorer, Chone Nangiri of the Ndrua. They go again on the short side, and they keep it in play. And it's a penalty. That's a hand inside the ruck. This is the second time that Malolo has managed to defuse the attack, and that is very good communication from the defense. Under pressure, but still able to defuse that bomb. They did it just minutes ago on the other far end, and just like that, they did the same thing. So they must have studied Naitasiri's strategy And they must have gone through so many of their videos in order to understand and do that, because I got to tell you, it's not for the ordinary. So Malolo, now for the throw in, it's stepped backwards and picked up by Naitasiri. The ball is loose. So knock forward, a bit of a scrappy play. So scrappy phases of play as both these two teams just looking to settle into this game. One try, one penalty so far, separating the two teams by 2 points. So this is a better glance of the scrum. I always look at the formation, especially it's the tight five. It's always the tight five for me. It's the loose locks and the tight locks. They are the most hardworking ones, taking nothing away from the others. So Malolo will feed inside the 22 and the short arm up, and now Naitasiri will get to play, and Murray wanted to take it very quickly. So the short arm is up, so a chance here to take the scrum or tap it. And that's a very good call from Naitasiri as they fight fire with fire. And they will take the scrum on again. Now remember the last time when Naitasiri scored the try from here, it was from the blind from Chone Nangiri. That's how he scored the last time. Will it be a repeat this time again? But this time it could be in the form of number 8 from Malakai Namalo. A great formation from the back line as they feed in from Napoleon in Batimala. Batimala. Now the footwork and the drive. Batimala following, and it's come out, and it's a penalty to the home team, Naitasiri. Well, they've paid dividends of a fantastic strategy, because that's all they wanted to achieve. They understood the weak points of Malolo, and it was inside their scrummaging. So they just turn it over, and they'll get a throw in just 5 meters out from the try line. Kavaya, Tangi Vetawa. Same set piece, just like the last time when Chone Nangiri fooled Malolo and ran on the short side. Kavaya, fantastic throw, taken down well. And here comes Naitasiri. Now they go on the driving. Oh, they're still going. Collapsed, says the referee, so advantage play. Very good rush defense from Malolo. But the referee is still playing advantage. And knock forward. An advantage play. So Naitasiri still can go to the uprights, or they can kick it out and take that line out. Very experienced forward back as the referee ensuring continuity from Malolo, because continuous infringement that just may force him to go to the card, as once again Naitasiri goes back to the scrum. So this is a same setup just like before when they got that first try, Chone Nangiri. And you sense that this is a set piece play also from the scrum. I tell you, it's not by fluke that you got a prop running freely out on the wing. So here we go again. Batimala. Now there's the drive. Batimala. Etonia. Very good rush defense, and Malolo kicking back out, and the ball, can he stay in? Yes, he does. Out from a Naitasiri hand. And knocked forward by Naitasiri, and once again, third time. Malolo just diffused Naitasiri's attack. That's the third time. Twice on this side and one on the far end. And Malolo, they understand the assignment right here. And there's the time tackle that came forward. All they got to do was rush forward with the time tackle, force the error, and get the turnover. So just like that, they find themselves inside Naitasiri's half and just outside the 22. So Simeli Karadia looking to his playmaker. He has the options of Tevita Lendua, but also the winger. He may be using it first receiver, Apete Ndaveta. Now here we go, it's Ndaveta. The experienced man takes 1-2 bodies with him. Simeli straightening up his forwards, bringing in Vohailangi. Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty to Naitasiri, and the loose forwards need to work faster for Malolo. There's a lot of work that's happening in the engine room for Naitasiri, and they're paying the dividends. So well done from the Naitasiri forward to turn that possession over. As they now kick for possession, and it's tit for tat rugby. Now watch the understanding of the breakdown here. Very well done from Naitasiri. Kavaya. With all that experience from the Druon Development franchise, bringing it here to his province, it's fantastic to see the level of competition lift. And he's played well as he loops around it once again. He brings out the inside center. Aisia Tuisiase, a very familiar name in Naitasiri rugby. Very proud family legacy. Etonia Roko Tuisawa. Takes one body down in the double up going. That's a big pass on the outside of the winger. Filiame Kanatabua. He goes, gets past one, gets past two, and he'll get the second try. For Naitasiri, a fantastic sublime set piece play. Filiame Kanatabua. It's just the understanding, the overlap and the extra numbers. It got Malolo backpedaling, and before they knew it, they had extra numbers on the outside. I mentioned it before, the great communication between the back three, the winger, the number 11, number 14, and number 15, and it's how number 15 is drifting so well on the back, and that's where it's creating the numbers. But it's the talisman who's working up front. It's Etonia Rokotuisawa who's able to marshal his men and move them around so well that they scored their try. Very, very well done. So 10 points to 3. With the extras from out wide from Etunia. He has missed the conversion so far, and well, it's the same storyline. So nevertheless, it's Naitasiri, the home team, much to the jubilation of the home crowd here. You can't really see them or hear them, but every time they score a try, you know, the grandstand is rocking, and they're leading 10 points to 3. There's the support system behind it all, the mothers, the wives, the grandmothers, the aunties, the sisters. So much pride in the black, red and white jersey. To don that jersey, you gotta come through blood, sweat and tears. So Malolo, the restart is high and heavy, and a big run here from the forwards. That's Malakai Namalo on the left boot. High and heavy, and taken well by Asala. . Just outside the 22. Kitione. Short hands, Damanu. And he's monstered in a three-way tackle. So they're still able to regain the possession, and that's knocked forward. And this is where Naitasiri can be really dangerous on the counter. So the advantage play there was a knock forward. So it's back to a knock forward. It'll be interesting the call that they'll make here, whether they'll take the scrum or the free kick right in the center of the field. With the Naitasiri scrum is very, very strong at the moment, as the referee now having a word with the Naitasiri captain Asiveli Rokaua. Rokaua just debating that call. So past halfway of the first spell. And there's Nagiri, the try scorer. That try definitely will be a folklore and a story to tell every time at the village. Simeli. Simeli, that's what I mentioned before. There's going to be a big scrum from Naitasiri, but it's played on by Malolo. That's better from Cheseva Tamata. We haven't seen much of the Malolo backline, and that's the first time in the first glance that we've seen of them. So, phases from Wachile. Tuinangengia. The loose men get involved. Bari, the captain. The ball goes backwards. Josefa. Josefa Tamata. He gets past one, gets past two. He's a hard runner, and they played very quickly. Natonga. Douglas Ndaveta. Pick and drive, takes it by himself, and he's smothered in plenty tacklers. Now Malolo gets to work. Bari, the captain, knocked forward, and referee was playing advantage. And that's much better. Oh, he's gone to the penalty. So that's actually the very first time that we've seen Malolo muscle up and really, really settle into this game. So the leadership team, now they communicate whether they're going to take the kick or they're going to go for territory, and that's a good call, because if this goes over, it'll close the gap into just 4 points. And you can see the grandstand field here at Rototokombo Park in Nosori. A beautiful cloud-covered sky at the end of many weeks of rain. Tevita Lendua. From point-blank range, right in front of the uprights. Angle won't be a distance, but it's the distance as he hits it quite low, and he gets it over. He strikes it, and Malolo, after conceding 10 points, they respond and close the gaps within 4 points. It's Naitasiri leading Malolo 10 points to 6. So it's a very patient build-up, and a story quite contrasting of the two. Malolo has scored both their points from penalties, while Naitasiri has scored both their points from the try. As Naitasiri restart again, it's taken well by Aminiasi. So knock forward with a very strong scrum by Naitasiri. It'll allow them for a set piece just in front of the uprights, outside the 22. So there's Naituyanga, a very formidable name also in rugby circles. Certainly he would be smiling at us from the heavens as his namesake continues the family legacy. So the scrum feed. Options to go left or the right from Naitasiri. Batimala. Will he go towards the short or the right? He's got his fullback right behind him, Seniciali. Now the drive from the forwards. Batimala. As they go towards the short side, as expected, it's Malakai, the big running back rower. And a penalty. So the pressure game. Malolo will need to keep their cools about themselves, because as physical as it is, it also can be mental. And Naitasiri, with a much stronger forward pack, they will kick it out into touch and get to set up the set piece. Now there you go again. Down on the feet. There's the tackle. I'm surprised that there is no card that was shown there. He's actually quite lucky. Kavaya, taken very well again by Michael Ferre. As the forwards get to driving again, they are much heavier forward back. And here comes Naitasiri, the rolling maul. And now they get to work. The forwards are getting also inside. Naitasiri, they've got the forwards and half of their back line back. As they've got over the try line, the referee's right there. Can he make that call? And that was close. So, just really impressed with Malolo. How every time it seems so sure that Naitasiri were going to convert it to points, Malolo just for somehow are able to diffuse everything that Naitasiri throws at them. But with the scrum, with a big back like Naitasiri, they're gonna have to ensure they channel that ball very quickly. So this is gonna be a big test for the Malolo forwards. As Roko Tuisawa looks on. Now watch the heavier forward back. There's Motokai Mori on the number 7 on the open side. Can Malolo hold this scrum? Naitasiri is already driving and it's a penalty. So Naitasiri forward backs asking questions from the Malolo forwards. And how costly would that be? As now the clock, 10 minutes remaining in this first half. It's still very much open. One try each. 2 tries rather, unconverted. Naitasiri leading Malolo with 2 penalties, 10-6. Now Naitasiri, the forwards get to driving. Right in front of the chalk. Flat passes, it goes backwards, it's fine. So look at the shot numbers, and here comes Naitasiri, and they dive over for their 3rd try. Very good understanding from the forward pack. I mentioned it before, but it's how deep they were. They were almost equally leveled with the halfback. You gotta understand how well positioned they were. So the try scorer, number 6, the blind side, it's Veniasi Vosawale, who gets their 3rd try. Well, jubilation for the home team, and why not? They've waited for a long time for this game. Now watch this again. Watch how flat the Naitasiri forwards all stood. There was almost no room for guessing right there for Malolo. And there's the short pass. And coming up very slow. A big man, unstoppable. And he goes over for try number 3. So 15 points to 6. Now the conversion right in front of the uprights. Etonier, no problems about it. And extending their lead 17 points to 6. This is the biggest lead so far by Naitasiri. Now let's watch the phases again right here. He got past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. And that's the experience of this big man. Going over for try number 3, Veniasi Vosawale. So 8 minutes to go in the first half. As Asiveli, the captain, certainly would be glad with his brigade for how much they've done so far in this first half. But that's knocked forward, so advantage play. So it's another scrum down in favor of Naitasiri with that knock forward. So that's a great shot that shows the alignment of the back line. So 5 players right in the open, and this is a chance for, that's Naitasiri's Napoleon Imbatimala, the halfback. He's done well. All trying to put their hands up for Drua selection into the franchise. So that's collapsing, but on the short side, there is a big battle that is happening on the short side, and you can't see it right now. But I can from the commentary booth, and it's between Naitasiri's number 3, Chone Nangiri, up against Kitione Voheilangi. You can't see them right now, but the battle is real right there, so that could be the difference, because the assistant referee is point blank. There he is on the top left of your screen. He will indicate to the referee where the scrum will collapse. So Voheilangi holds it up well, and they do, and Batimala. From the back of the scrum, does he get it? Oh, and it's knocked forward. Very good countering from Malolo scrum half, Simeli Karadia. Karadia was on to him right from the beginning. He knew exactly what he needed to do. And that was put the pressure, and he really didn't have to do much. Just apply pressure. So while it's a knock on, and it's gonna be a scrum feed here, right on the 22, for Malolo, it's about getting the ball out very quickly. So the footwork from the hooker, straight to the second row of the locks, to the back row of the number 8, because the 8-man forward back of Naitasiri is very strong and dominant at the moment. Smart move for Malolo. They just hold the scrum, and now here's a backline move for Malolo. This is much better. They open it out on the far up wide. They've got the extra numbers from the fullback at Seniciali. Gyokata, he goes over for the try line. Referee's diving right there. Was it held up? Yes, it was. Oh, that was very good set-piece play with the extra numbers from Seniciali and Gyokata. So watch this replay again. This was sublime. Gyokata, but more so the tackle. Watch this tackle. There you go. Well done from the Lucy. Well done. There was Motikai Murray, the loose man of Naitasiri. Well, it's still to the referee for the try. Let's see what the decision is right here. Well, no try, and rightfully so. That was a good counter-tackling, and Malolo, well, if that's a sign of what they have this afternoon, then we can expect so much more from them. But that was a set-piece play of Malolo of yesteryears, and it's great to see them still able to bring it out today. Into the final 4 minutes with a dropout. And that's a Natuyanga right beneath it, and a penalty, uncalled for error, and unfortunate, very unfortunate for Natuyanga, as these kind of possessions will slowly creep back into the game just when they come so close. Oh, that's a very good clearance from Rokotuisawa. He gets them out of jail, and they'll get the line-out throw-in. So very quickly, Kavaya Tangivietawa, he's ready to go. Every time they go for the line-out, it's always a drive by the forwards. Very heavy forward backs, and they take it down very well from Marika Natau. Now the short hands. Aisia Tusiase. Knock forward, but referee was playing advantage. Now Naitasiri, they're still inching closer to the try line as they sense that it's 2 minutes remaining in this first half. So Kavaya Tangivietawa will get to throw in again, but you're always hearing Asiveli. Asiveli is always backing out the instructions. He's the pack leader in the forward. You can see him behind Tangivietawa. His back is to Tangivietawa. Taken down well by Motukai Murray. Murray has been really busy. And now Naitasiri, they get to work. The short hands. The players are very flat. Referee controlling the ball very well, making sure there's no unnecessary infringements. Now here's the big drive from the tight head, Chone Nangiri. Michael Ferre on the short side. They've got numbers. Can they get the overlap here? There's 4 on 3. This should be an easy try unless it's gone begging. Now the big men get to work. Viniasi Vosawale. Napoleoni. It's Koreisawa. Extra man on the outside, and guess who yet once again? Oh, he had the ball by himself. Chone Nangiri looked for a winger, but guess what? He was gonna be the try scorer himself. Chone Nangiri is headed for a player of the match. This young man is unstoppable. And I tell you what, the crowd loves him. Chone Nangiri, my goodness, I've only seen Penny Ravai run like that. A forward that runs like a backline player. Penny Ravai, who came from the Reds to the Ndrua. There's no other player I've seen run like a backline when you're forward. Now watch this. Koreisawa looked for a winger, but instead he got a forward. He got a prop, and guess what? He did exactly what he did. He knew best, and Nangiri put the footwork in. And the support came in the back, and they dove over for the try. And they get their third try. Chone Nangiri, ever present, sublime. Now watch this again. Koreisawa looked out and he knew that there was a winger. But he got a prop, but it's the handling. Nangiri, very smart, knew there's no other player supporting the outside. Just took it to the muscle. And that's a lot of core strength right there. This is hours and hours and hours of strength and resistance training to be able to take on a defense like this. But not just that. When you're a forward and you find yourself in unfamiliar territory and you score a try like that, that's clearly impressive. Chone Nangiri headed for player of the match right now. And let's see, there's a call here from the referee. I think they're going back. Is there an obstruction somewhere? Oh, it's a forward pass. Yeah, it is a forward pass. So Nangiri had to reach out all the way to the front. Yeah, the last pass went forward. Yes, so the call is forward. Well, just marginal. Marginal right there as the hooter sounds. So as the hooter sounds at halftime, very entertaining rugby here at Ratu Thakombau Park. As the halftime hooter sounds, it's still any man's game in this doubleheader for the Farebrother and also the Skipper Cup. It's the home team with 3 tries. Naitasiri leading Malolo with 2 penalties, 17 points to 6. Stay with us. More in the second half. Who will be the Farebrother champion after this? Well, stay with us to find out. So we're back for the second half of this round 1 Skipper Cup doubleheader, and it's not just points on the line, it's the prestigious Sullivan Farebrother Trophy. Naitasiri leads Malolo 22 points to 6. And the Highlanders are flexing their championship pedigree with every phase of play. With Mordecai Murray anchoring the pack and the likes of Chone Nangiri and Kavaya Tangivetawa firing all cylinders, Naitasiri looks poised to defend both titles in style, but don't count out Malolo. They've waited 9 years for a shot at the Farebrother and are hungry to flip the script. The second half promises more bruising tackles, daring offloads, and maybe, just maybe, a comeback of the ages. Can Malolo rise from the tide and shake the Highland Fortress? Or will Naitasiri tighten their grip on Fiji's rugby crown jewels? Well, let's find out. The battle resumes now. High-hanging restart and playing for territory. Just 40 minutes separates these two sides. At this juncture, we'd like to say a big buluvinaka to everybody who's tuning in through this live coverage brought to you by FBC TV. And here's the star of the show so far. It's Naitasiri's number 3. Actually, it's yes, it is. It's Chone Nangiri, brought to you by FBC Sports. Everyone is just talking about him during the break. Short hands. There's no substitutions that's been done by Naitasiri so far. They're leading by 3 tries to none. And now the overlap on the short side. This is the first time that we see the winger far away on the far end side. Oh, it's turned over. Yes, it is. That's Simeli Kardia. Well, did not intend to put it out as it's regathered by Sakaraya. There's Mordecai Murray. Like I said, he's a forward running like a backline player because he plays in the sevens competition, taken down by Viliame Kanatambua. The captain playing it at halfback, Asiveli Rokaua. The short hands and knock forward. So just taking a look at my stats, the territory and also the possession, it's pretty much evened out, but just a bit towards Naitasiri. Because one thing they've done right is the forward pack communicates and it's unison in motion. They do everything right together, the 8-man pack. And the connection between the forwards and the backline, Napoleon Batimala and Etonia Rokotuisawa, that has been the telling difference for Naitasiri so far. So the first scrum of the second spell, just on the 10-meter. Simeli Karadia, his opposite number, right beside him, breathing over his shoulders, Napoleon in Batimala. Karadia, Batimala, Karadia taps his number 8. Comes out to make the extra numbers on the short side. I see, rather, that was Josefa Tamata. So the collision just needed attention, and the first yellow card of the second spell, and it's from Damanu, rather it's from Malakai Namalo. Yellow card. So Naitasiri play the next 10 minutes with 14 men, 1 man less. That will make a difference. The reason I say that is because Naitasiri has relied heavily on his forward backs. And here comes the forward back. And here's the back three yet once again. So they fumbled it. And Malolo goes scrambling right on the far end. Taken very quickly. Malolo, short hands. That's much better from them. Josefa Tamata. Sanaila. Oh, he's caught and he's thumped right down by guess who? It's Chone Nangiri. Look at how quick the Naitasiri numbers are coming up. A lot of urgency in the Naitasiri defense. So, Malolo right on the far end. That's gone backwards. They'll still go. That's what Chile. The extra numbers. This is much better. Better phases of play from Malolo. Aminiasi Natuyanga. So they're playing out of positions at the moment, and here's Emmanuel Imbari, the captain, taking 3 bodies with him over the line. Simeli Kardia. Short passes. Natuyanga yet once again. He's been busy, and that's knocked forward, but the referee was playing advantage. And it's a long arm up, and this is an opportunity right in front of the sticks. So it'll be interesting what call Malolo will make here as they look to the captain, the blindside flanker, Emmanuel Imbari. So they're taking it very quickly, and that's knocked forward. That's knocked forward. So crucial to communicate and look to your leadership team, starting with the referee. And that's what's going to happen. Great intentions right there from Douglas Ndaveta. But this young man, good intentions. But he's just cost a very crucial possession right here. There you go. He went by himself. And guess who he went up against? He went up against a very big wall. And it was stripped right off him. And just then he knew that he could have done better. But look, it's 50-50 rugby. He took a chance, it didn't work. He can always try again. So right on the 22. Batimala with his back to the back line. Batimala brings it out to Koreisawa. That's much better phases of play on the short side. We haven't seen much of the wingers in this game. It has been a forwards play so far as Malolo muscles Naitasiri to the outside, and it is a big run by Motikai. That's much better. Now watch him go. And the crowd just love it. Oh, it's taken straight out of his hands. And that's one thing you need to protect, and it's the ball. Because they're not going to tackle you. They will tackle the ball. And that's exactly what has happened right there. Motikai did very well to drive up. And there he is. He's a very powerful young man. Well, so let's watch the replay yet once again. When you need muscle, just call who? Guess what? Motikai Murray. Well, I guess we've got a new bus that's been created here in Fiji. Thundering run from Motikai Murray. There you go. Love to see him play it inside center at number 12. And certainly a contender for the Flying Fijians. the way he's running. Rokaua having a lot to say. So let's see here. Number 12 from Naitasiri. There you go. So Nautuyang has slapped him. It's the understanding of the rules, as Tuiche says, stepped in. You need to be very careful. While you're the perpetrator, if you are gonna retaliate, you're equally guilty, which means you can also be yellow carded or red carded. Oh, there you go. So, one yellow card to Naitasiri, and it's number 3. Yeah, it's Nangiri. Or rather, it's Malolo's number 3, rather. So, yellow card each way. The referee will not have any of it. As Ratuwame Wanganidava is, there you go. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, foe on the field, but friends off it. As Rokotuisawa now get to play it. So 14 and 14. Their forwards are down to 7 players. Overall, both down to 14 players for the next 10 minutes. So for Naitasiri, it's Kavaya Tangivetawa, the Drua development player, that's out on yellow card. So there they are. It's just an unfortunate, it's just how rugby is designed. It can get the best, it can get also the worst out of you. But I'm sure they'll be back revamped after 10 minutes. So the throw in by Kavaya Tangivetawa. Taken very well. And Tangivetawa follows through yet once again. He gets but one defender. The forwards, now they get to work. Batimala brings in the forwards. It's now a forwards game. That's not forward. Now on the counter, Apete Daveta, the player who played for Nantro, bringing in all the experience with the shorthand passes. When Malolo, their forward pack was very late to the breakdown, and that is the understanding. That is the understanding of where the breakdown will go. And I feel that the Malolo runners are not understanding and connecting well with their forward back. If they did, they would understand and know where to take the ruck. So Malolo yet once again diffusing everything that Naitasiri is throwing at them. So Tevita Lendua, he's been very quiet. He's kicked 2 penalties so far. Now let's watch this once again. This Batimala. There you go, the head, the butt inside, the head butt, that's very risky. 30 minutes remaining, and it's a margin of 11 points. With a throw-in from Kavaya Tangivetawa. Every time it's stuck just this side. This time it misses. As Malolo backpedaling from Joseva Tamata. Now they go on the short side. This is much better. As the chase from Sanaila Natoudu. And penalty. Penalty from Malolo. Referee signaling them to slow down. Now look at the fantastic crowd in the background. Half of them Malolo, half of them Naitasiri. Very good to see that they bought tickets and come out here to support Fiji rugby at its best. So Malolo, Simeli Karadia with the ball at his feet as they have a discussion. 2 changes about to come in for Naitasiri very soon. with their front rows that's in the bin. Now the referee having a word with Naitasiri's captain, Asiveli Rokoua, and also Malolo's captain, Immanueli Mbali. Very important for the referee to keep them at bay. So they will go back and have a word with their leadership team to stay calm and composed. So Simeli to his number 8, Damanu. Simeli once again. The breakdown, Naitasiri is very quick on the breakdown. They're working on the fringes. And a penalty here from Malolo. This is a kickable position right in front of the sticks. Let's see what the call is here. So 2 substitutions coming in. One is going to come in first for Naitasiri. It's number 19. It's Saula Giolevu. Comes onto the field of play, number 19. And yes, Malolo. There's a call from the water boy. We can't have them. Can't see them at the moment. It was the loose man. And this is a good call. This is a strategic call from Malolo. Better to take that kick. Close the gap. Because there's many things that can happen in this game. You can either win and get the 4 points, or you can win by 4 tries, get the full bonus point, 5 points, or you can lose by 7 points and get the bonus point loss. So right in front of the sticks, point blank range. He's got very reliable boots. Divita Lendua. This to be the first points of the second spell, and he strikes it well. Yes, he does. So 17 points to 9. It's an 8-point margin, rather. Yes, it is. It's an 8-point margin. And Malolo, all their points are in the form of penalties. 3 tries scored by Naitasiri. 3 penalties by Malolo. So the restart, Koresawa goes high and heavy, taken well in a big tackle. Oh, and shepherding, and is a penalty from Naitasiri, and taken very quickly. And here they go. So referee bringing them back, and how important was this possession? Especially when Malolo has just kicked their 3rd penalty. Unfortunate, just unfortunate of this shepherding. Now watch this. Taken very well from Mesala Nalombo. But it was the shepherding that took place. And Naitasiri is going to go up to the uprights. And that's a very good call from them. Take a breather. Extend the points if they can from right in front of the uprights. So it's the fullback who will have the kicking duties. Sendichiale Giokata. Or rather, it's Koresawa. He's just been so reliable today. He's a cool, calm, and composed customer. And look at how efficient he is. There's a whole lot more that's happening behind this, just the pressure that he's got on his shoulders. And just like that, he strikes it well. And they go stretching their margin, 20 points to 9. So 20 points to 9, the holders of the Sullivan Farebrother Trophy, and if you could say a convincing lead. Because I say that, the reason I say that, because they've scored 3 tries. So in terms of work rate, Naitasiri is right up there, while Malolo has kicked 3 penalties, hence 20 points to 9. So 23 minutes remaining. Naitasiri They've sent in a few of their substitutions that has come onto the field of play. And we've seen them do a bit more work. And oh, Malolo is let that one bounce. Douglas Naveta has had to regather. And he gets past one defender. Douglas still going. So with a Hail Mary pass inside, regathered by Naitasiri. So referee is gonna go back. So there's an infringement somewhere that the referee is gonna go back to. Let's watch this again as Naveta got past his first defender. There you go. Oh, it's going backwards actually. So that was clearly high. So that's a very good call from the assistant referee. This could amount to a penalty and a yellow card against Malolo, because Malolo's number 5 did not go low. It's White Chile. Tuiningingia didn't keep it low. There he goes, bang. So he wasn't binding. The shoulders was wide open. As the referees now have the discussion with the TMO giving the instructions from the box upstairs. Well, it sounds like a red card. That's the call. I've seen a yellow card either way. Let's see what the decision here from the referee. This may be a critical call, critical call, and maybe a breaking point. So the call is from number 5, Wachile Tuiningingia. There's the big man as he's there with his captain, Emmanuel Imbari. So he's gonna go to the pockets, and it's a red card. Oh, that's a big blow. That is a big blow, because they're now gonna be one man down in the engine room. And those kind of tackles is not gonna be tolerated by the match officials. And it's just unfortunate that he's got the red card and already trailing by 11 points. Now it's just gonna be a much more difficult campaign. But Naitasiri proving that their discipline and their composure is something that's carried them through the season. And that's a reason why they are the undefeated champions right now. So the kicking out to touch. Now this is a very important line out. The reason I say that is because Malolo is without one of their biggest men in the forwards. So when push comes to shove, Naitasiri will have the upper hand right here, because Naitasiri has Malakai Namalo when Malolo doesn't. So they go to the back line. Now there's a set piece play and shepherding right there. Oh, so crucial. So crucial yet once again. Uncharacteristic errors creeping into the game for both these two teams. And now they run it. Very interesting call. Knock forward. Oh, it's backwards, says the referee. Still going. The Manu. Oh, that's knocked forward. So this is where that red card is going to come back for Malolo, because we're going to have to see either they're going to have a 7-man scrum or they're going to take the risk And they're going to have to move someone into the back of the scrum. So it's a 7-on-8 men scrum. Already Naitasiri have been formidable in this set piece. Batimala to feed in. Naitasiri, now the drive. Referee has the short arm up. Now set piece play, short side, that's much better. Oh, that's an intentional knock on. They'll come back to the penalty. Well, I'd like to think that this is a kickable range for Koresawa. This is good 40 meters out from point blank range, but then again, with one extra man in the forwards back, they have every reason to kick it out to touch and go onto the set piece and drive, because they've got a very strong maul. And that is a great, great kick. Well done by Koresawa. He's spot on, he's on point, and he finds them right on the 5-meter mark. And with a throwing done by Kawai Tangivetawa, this is where you're going to see Naitasiri at their best. Kawaya normally finds Marika Natau or Ferrey. He gets Ferrey again, snatches his out of the sky. Referee's playing advantage. There was obstruction that's going on there, and referee is very careful to control it, especially during his pressure points. Pulling down, and this is a consecutive card. So Malolo are chopped down to 13 players. They've got one red card, one yellow card, and it's a penalty try. Yes, it is. It's a penalty try to the current champions, and they extend their lead 27 points to 9 rather. Now watch this again. It's the understanding of the infringement of the... Now watch the Malolo player. There goes, you cannot pull down your opposing number. So that's where he's cut off. And a referee was right there on point. So the current holders of the Farebrother Trophy, the current champions of the Skipper Cup, extend their lead by 18 points, 27 points to 9. Batimala. Now Naitasiri. They get to running. I spoke about their back three. What a fantastic combination that they have. Still going. This is their live wire fullback. Well, actually it was Tuisese. So the forwards, Michael Ferrey, he comes in at Batimala. On the short side, one more man to beat. And guess who was? Tangivetawa. Tangivetawa still going in the handoff. So close. Tangivetawa did everything right. Tuisese just didn't expect that pass to come early. Oh, goodness. Man, the phases of passes was done so well. Tangivetawa, he knew he had to get past the final defender from Simeli Karadia. But the pass off to Tuisese, he just could not make it stick. But lucky for him, they were playing advantage. So, with extra 2 men, and another chance for a strong show of muscle with the 5 meters out. Tangivetawa, he has just been on point. This young man, you know, with the Flying Fijian, the Ndrua captain rather, Tevita, if he's looking to understudy any player, I certainly would put up his name. Tangivetawa is everything that you need from a hooker right there. And now they go to the driving. Motukai right in front of that spear. They go for the try, and yes, they do. And it's another try. Naitasiri extending their lead. 32 points to 9. What a drive from Naitasiri. It's Ngyo level. the man who's just come off the bench, and that is what you call an impact player. A player who understands the mission and the assignment. He was studying the entire game, and as soon as he got on, he got straight to work. Now watch this again. There's Motikai. I tell you what, they didn't expect Motikai to jump because they were expecting the other jumpers. They expected Natau and Ferrei in the lineup. They marked the wrong man. And it was a great tactic by Naitasiri, playing Russian roulette. And they got the try again. Asiveli Rokaua would be very glad with that one. 32 points to 9. Convincing lead here at Ratutokombo Park. Rokotuisawa. Korisawa rather. Chess. Short of the uprights, and the margin remains 32 points to 9. As we pass the halfway mark here at Ratutokombo Park. The crowd are just electric here in Naitasiri. Now let's watch this again. Motukai, he was the blindside jumper. They didn't expect him at all. They marked the wrong man. And everyone just put on the footwork, all the bodies on the line. And they scored another try. So just look at the back of the jerseys. Clean jerseys, big numbers. Malolo now have sent in wholesale changes in the bench. So the restart from Viliame and Malolo. That's big difference with 23 points. 23 points, that's the margin, which means that Malolo will need to score more than 3 converted tries. And so far, it has been very difficult, but with the amount of indiscipline creeping into their game plan and their game style, we're just going to have to see how this is going to unfold, and this is better from Malolo. The drive from Apisai Lendua. Back on the short side. Naitasiri now tackling with venom. On the short side, Esala. Advantage play. That was Natuyanga. He's been very busy today. Karadia. A lot of bodies on the line, but referee making sure that Naitasiri rolls away and do not obstruct. And do they get that tried out? Yes, they do. Finally, it's taken 67 minutes, and a substitute impact player for Malolo to get that try, and it's number 18 for Malolo, who'll get their first try. Poliasi Kalomeira. And that's actually their first point of the second spell. And that conversion has gone over. So extends their lead, but they're still trailing 32 points to 16. Now watch the big man drive right here. He was just trailing. Just realigned himself. And he drove right from the bottom. So 13 minutes to go. Now, is that a surge of energy that we didn't expect from Malolo? But could it be a deciding factor? Because with 16 points the difference, it's still much any man's game. You cannot say at this point that the Farebrother will still settle in Naitasiri, because the way Malolo are strategically putting on their substitutes, it's working well. But they still got that red card. Now here's the try scorer. That's Kalomeira. Recycle very quickly. They bring the big man into the traffic. Ratumeli Kurisaru. Karadia goes on the short side. They've got numbers. Gone backwards. Tamata. That's Emanueli. No, rather, Simeli Karadia still going. This is much better facets of play from Malolo. It's the most that we've seen of them so far. Viliame and Malolo, the substitute halfback. He's got very good vision, where he's able to open a play. Now there's a breakthrough. Inside pass from Natuyanga. and turned over. So that was turned over, but it's a knock forward. And a very promising phases of play from either sides, but it's Malolo who have stepped up the level of this game. And it's fantastic to see that there are substitutions coming on and increasing the tempo. Now watch this again. There's a short-hand pass. Brought it right back and flipped on the opposite side. Well, just like his namesake did in the 90s, Aminiasi Nautuyanga. Certainly a proud family legacy. And great to see that it's continuing right here, right now. So Malolo showing a lot of promise. But with 10 minutes remaining, and they're trailing by 16 points, which means they'll have to score more than 3 converted tries with 10 minutes to go. Mordecai playing in the forwards in this game. Would be fantastic to see him feature at midfield. He's such a powerful ball carrier. But there's a reason that they use him inside the forwards. So there's the new halfback that just come onto the field of play. So Mbatimala has gone onto the bench. And that's coming early. Lutumelangi. That's very good passes from Naitasiri in the far end as he sells the dummy. Back inside it once again. The fullback gets committed. So the ball is loose and it's a penalty. So not releasing. Now this is where the clock is going to bleed down even faster and louder for Malolo. 9.5 minutes to go. And that is a long time, but they need to score tries. The strategy needs to change for Malolo, and it's no longer kicking penalties. They need to score the 5-pointers instead of the 3-pointers. Ball is loose. Turnover. Now Naitasiri, they go on the attack. Mordecai, he takes on 3 big bodies by himself. Such a powerful ball carrier. I know for a fact that the man of the match will go to Naitasiri, but for me, it's between Chone Nangiri and Mordecai Murray. Still, Naitasiri. Now here they go on the far end, still running. There's the basketball pass. Over the top, Veniasi. Vosawale brought back inside, great phases of play. Here as the substitutions get busy also. Tevita. Lutumelangi, the short passes. Now scrambling backwards as Roko Tuisawa has had to clean up the mess. And a lot of tired bodies there as Mordecai Murray. He gets scrambled. Well, there's a lot of reasons why they would be after this young man, because he's the most informed unit right now. He's a forward that plays like a backline runner. He's elusive, he's tenacious, and he's been a menace right throughout this game. So good job from the referee controlling this game. And it's just unfortunate he's had to wield those cards, both yellow and red, either way. But it's part of the game. He needs to control the temper and ensure that they play the rugby that everyone's paid to come and see. So Mordecai, the Drua player, who has shown exactly what he's learned from the Drua franchise. Well, you're not sure if that was a punch that was intended to be thrown, but I think nothing of it. I think it's the tactics, the mental game that really tests your mettle. And Mordecai Murray is a marked man, but I tell you, He can take everything you throw at him except the kitchen sink. So now the scrum feed in right on the 10. Time running out as the scrum feed in by Lutumailangi, a name that is more averse with Nandronga. And great to see one of their sons featuring here for the red, black, and white. 6 minutes to go. With time running out, and the substitute halfback of Lutumailangi, there he is talking to the leadership team of Mordecai Murray. Murray now has been promoted to number 8 at the back of the scrum. And this is a game plan. They move him there because he can peel up at the back of the scrum. Now they go on the drive, and it's an advantage play. Here comes Naitasiri. Sakaraya. They've got numbers. Rokotuisawa. He got that ball on, but he's gonna form that ruck. Rokotuisawa. Naitasiri, now they're running a bit of space. Kaminieli on the short side, that's much better. Oh, this is not a bad option. And he's kicked it out into full. But looked like he understood that the advantage was being played. Offside call. Well, 5 minutes to go. And already the crowd here at Rotterdam Park are already breaking into song. And you can see them, they're already celebrating from where I can see in the commentary box. They led quite convincingly. It was 32 points to 9. And then one converted try closed it to 32 points to 16. Oh, that's not out. So Malolo now to play it from deep inside their territory. Played very quickly. There is the man who's been very hardworking. Here's a tough customer. Look at him go. Takes 2, 3, 4 players with him. Mordecai Murray. Now the forwards getting to work. That was Saulang Giolevu. Short passes, well done from Naitasiri. Here's the substitutes. You got Malolo bodies tumbling backwards. Oh, that's played on, that's fine. Here comes Naitasiri. It's the fullback, Selichiali Giokata. Onto the short side. Lutumailangi. And that's turned over. Well, with 3.5 minutes remaining, unofficial time, Naitasiri can start the celebrations. Nothing taken away from Malolo. They have been formidable opponents here today, but the difference has been telling. As Malolo sends in their substitutes, they're going to play the final 2 minutes. In number 21, that's Chone Wanganisalu, and also number 17, Ratumeli Kurisaru. It's been a sublime performance from the current Skipper Cup champions and also the Farebrother Sullivan Trophy holders. But this is the exact same reason why they are the undisputed champions of rugby here in Fiji. They have stuck to the game plan. They have not done anything too risky. They've kept the game simple. And that's the reason why they're leading convincingly by more than 2 converted tries. So Malolo's Nalombo is going to retire early. Definitely he's going to take lessons with him, as they can just pick up the pieces from here and look to the second round of the Skipper Cup competition. Referee calling for substitutes. Final 2 minutes. So a final play, I feel. So just a result that's come at hand. Nadronga 39 and Madhuwata 18. So no upsets already in round 1 of the Skipper Cup, as the throw-in does not go straight, but the referee plays it on. And here comes Naitasiri. Can they get one more final flourish, as they've taken it very quickly? 1 minute to go. The numbers very quickly. Penalty for Malolo. Here comes the fullback. It's Douglas Navet. He's been very quiet. Here's the substitute, Nathaniel Lamba. Another very familiar name. Intercepted from Naitasiri. Now the counter. Oh, away they go. The cover defense is just a hooker. And away he go. Naitasiri. They are going to finish with a flourish. And this man has been the most hard-working player in the Naitasiri lineup. Senichialingio Kata take a bow. Fantastic. And with that, he puts the icing on the candle. Extends their margin 37 points to 16. But watch this. Malolo knew they had this. This was supposed to be their final flourish. But guess who was watching? Guess who was prowling? Bang! And away he went. And the only cover defender was a hooker. He tried his best. Well done, young man. But Senichialing Gyokata was working tirelessly behind the scene. And if there's one player who deserves a call-up, whether it's in the Drew or the Flying Fijians, Senichialing Gyokata, he deserves that because he did so well at the back. And at that, the referee says, it's all over. In jubilation, the supporters, now they go to celebrating. Naitasiri will keep the Farebrother Sullivan Trophy, and also with it a bonus point win in round 1 of the Inc. of the Skipper Cup competition in a very convincing victory over Malolo, winning 39 points to 16.